Hello and welcome. I am so glad that you put an importance on letting your inner beauty and peace shine. And I'm going to share with you as we carry on this journey different things that I've learned along the way. And as I continue to learn, as we know, it's a life learning experience. But I'm going to share different tips on health, beauty, and wellness, and as well things that I've learned and continue to learn along the way in hopes that it helps you and you can share it as well. But that is my intentions, is to really help other women, empower other women, inspire other women as they carry on their journey on letting their goddess shine. So what I want to share on this video is what I took away from an amazing conference I just came back from. It was in Canmore, and it was called WOW, Women Only Weekend. It was the 6th annual, and it's put on by an amazing, beautiful woman, Cindy Drummond. And she started it 6 years ago with the intentions to get women together to help learn from each other, rejuvenate, just have a lot of fun and heal along the way with each other. So I'll definitely be going back, and I wanted to share my takeaways in hopes that it can help you. And so the first thing that I took away from it was all about fear, facing your fears. It was called Transcending Your Fear into Freedom. It was done by a friend of mine as well, Kimberly Marchuk, who is amazing to go and see. She's got a biofeedback machine and a new nutritionist, but definitely worth going and seeing her. But she talked about stepping through your fear, embracing your fear. Actually, it was more about embracing your fear. And I believe there's a reason why things happen, and everything does happen for a reason. And as I was sitting there listening to Kimberly, I was like, wow, there is a total reason why I am sitting here right now, because my last year has been a lot about stepping through my fear. But what Kimberly talked was really about learning to love your fear and embrace your fear, that we have fear built into us for a reason. It's our body's mechanism of coping. And I know for me personally, I really ignored my fears. I just swept them under the carpet. I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to feel anything. So I really didn't embrace it and didn't love it like Kimberly had us walk through. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what she taught us. She took us through an exercise to learn how to go to your pain body when you're feeling it. Talk to it, embrace it, and love it. And for some of us, that may be like, what? We have to embrace it and love it? I thought you're supposed to just conquer your fear. You can't step through your fear until you actually first learn to embrace it and love it and understand what it's trying to tell you. But when she took us through the exercise, it really surprised me how emotional I got. So the exercise is simple. You close your eyes, you feel where the pain is, where it is in your body. You take deep breaths and you talk to your fear and say to it that I welcome you. I thank you for being there for me. And now I don't have all the words that Kimberly said, because obviously my eyes were closed and I was trying to choke back the tears. But I think you get the idea what the exercise is. So it made me think, how many of us actually embrace the fear? So what I went through when I was listening to it is, it hit me like a light bulb went off. Oh my God, the reason that I developed IBS last year, while I was working in a toxic work environment and being bullied and watching people being bullied and yelled and screamed at, it was because I was ignoring my fear and not embracing it. And that my whole life, I haven't embraced my fear. I've just tried to ignore it. So then my body finally gave up on me, and to make me realize I had to embrace the fear, that I was worth it and I deserve better, and to step through the fear. Because once you learn to step past the fear after you've embraced it, that's where awesomeness is. That's when you're like, oh, but if you don't learn to embrace it and love it and understand what it's telling you and why, you can't step through it. And you're just going to keep having the same patterns happen. So for me, it was like, wow. It's just, I totally had an understanding of why my body gave out on me when I was at work, because I wasn't embracing it and listening to it and loving it. And as to quote Kimberly, she said, fear creates chaos and love creates unity. So that's why once you learn to love the fear, then unity happens. It's like, wow, okay, I so get it. So that was the one big takeaway. The next one was on peace and happiness. It was just understanding what feelings do you desire. It could be slightly different for everybody. For mine, it was peace and happiness. That is something that I have always desired my whole entire life. What's missing in your life? What feelings are you really yearning for? Do you look to outside holes to fill, or outside sources to fill the holes? For me, that was an issue too my whole life, is I always looked for outside things and sources and people to fill the holes, when really you have it inside of you. So we listened to our keynote speaker, Stephanie, and it reminded me and hit home again that I don't need influences to feel what I want to feel. It's already inside of me. So she had us go through an exercise, breathing, meditation, where we thought back to a time where we purely felt that peace and happiness, or whatever the feeling is that you're yearning for. Go back to that time when you felt it. Feel where it is in your body. Remember how you felt in that moment. And then you realize, I already have this inside of me. And then, so that's what you can do when you want to feel that and you're not feeling it and you're in a bad spot, is just go back to that time where you felt it and realize that it's already inside of you. So it was a really good reminder for me to remember that what we want to feel is already inside of us. We just have to feel it. The next one was passion and spark. It's something that's near and dear to me. About, what is your passion? Back when I had my HR consulting company and I did leadership training, it was all about self-awareness and finding your passion and really tapping into it. So it's something for me my whole life. I've been really passionate about your passion. So this was a really cool session for me to go through. Her name is Christina Reed. She had us figure out what our spark is. So it was a slightly different way to look at it, and it really, to me, it's a really good tool that anyone can use to figure out what's your spark. So to figure out what your spark is, you look at, what do you really love to do, obviously, but what is the thing that you can do all day long and not get tired? And that then helps you think, oh, okay. And it's different for all of us, but it's, what do you love to do that doesn't make you tired? You could do it all day. And you tend to go to it. I know when we procrastinate, that tends to be the thing that we go to do when we're procrastinating, because we should be doing the other thing. But we go and do something that we really love to do. It's what do you highly value that you will not compromise? That's the other way to look at it. And fulfilling our passion that way. So 10 minutes a day, she talked about, is you should be doing at least 10 minutes a day of your spark, because it fills you up, right? And especially if you're in a job that you don't like, you come home exhausted, do something that you love to do for at least 10 minutes, and it really helps fill your spark. There's so many people in the world that hate their job, and it might be a good tool to use when you're trying to figure out what you want to do to get out of that really crappy job, is look at, what is your spark? What is your passion? Is there a way that you could make that happen full time, where you're doing it full time as your career? So it's just so important to find your passion, find your spark, and it might be a tool that I hope helps for you to figure that out. For me, it's baking. I love to bake. I could bake all day long and not get tired. Then the other thing, which was really good, reminder for me that, okay, so what I do now, I am fulfilling my passion now. It took me a long time to step through that fear and get the courage to do what I'm doing now full time with my business. But yeah, when I'm doing my treatments or my makeovers, I could do them all day long and not get tired, and it fills me up. I absolutely love it. It's like I I get treatments as well when I'm giving them. So it's really important to find your spark and your passion. So overall, just women inspiring women as well at the conference. It was when a bunch of women get in the room together that are all like-minded and they all want to learn from each other. The energy was so electric. It was so radiating. Like everybody was just radiating. It was 140 women, like-minded, all wanting the same thing. It was very empowering. I left there feeling like, okay, I could accomplish anything. And I know that a lot of the other women felt like that. I would say everybody there feels the same. And I'm just so grateful that it came into my life, and it was really cool. Also wanted to not forget, a big shout out to Susan Hoy, who's with Culinary Skills and Nutrition. She taught us that you can actually, because she's a chef and she runs courses and comes into your home and will do a cooking demonstration with your friends. But she taught us that, so what she made was buffalo cauliflower chicken, or buffalo cauliflower wings. So it was basically like chicken wings, but with cauliflower. Really cool. And then walnut mushroom burgers and chocolate hummus. Oh my gosh, they were all so good. But I'm a farm girl and I like my beef, and she taught us how to make these items, gave us the recipes, and they were absolutely amazing. I could not tell the difference in the veggie burger from beef. That's how good it was. So definitely going to get her into my home with my friends at some point, because it was very informative, and just the tips she shared. So that, I hope, gives you some tips. It was what I took away. I love to share. I love to help other women. And please share. If you know anyone that would benefit from any of these, please share away. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. And we will talk to you next time.